damn you for being so fucking awesome for picking a role like this.
I mean, like again for like Brad. I mean, for Brad Pitt, like I think he has actually a decent range as an actor.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You like Dags?
You like Dags?
Yeah, I like Dags.
Dags, I like Dags. Everyone likes Dags. Anyway, blue. Throw me ma.
All right, Spoonie. So check this out.
Throw me ma.
So Spoonie, like if you go to this page here, you'll see that your character has his ability scores posted up. If you go to his character page, you have a link to your iPlay4E page now from there.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
I think that was the hardest line for me. It was like, I want the caravan, Patrick, blue. It's front of me ma. Like, there's what? As far as ma.
First, Matt.
Oh.
It's probably Matt. I need to watch Snatch again. That's a fun movie to watch.
I did like. I think everyone's favorite character in that was Bricktop, though.
Bricktop's good, yeah. That's the one. That's the one where we first see him. He's slamming the guy's head in the car door. And he just answers the phone politely, right?
No, that's Bullet Tony.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I haven't seen the movie.
That's
I love that scene.
Bricktop is the guy he's like, and your antagonist in this case is personified by an horrible cunt.
Oh, Vinnie Jones, he's an old soccer player, and he is fucking badass.
You can call me Susan if it makes you happy.
I know it wasn't a great film, but I didn't expect him to be any decent of an actor. And I watched him recently in that Convicted with Austin.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty good in that.
There's a movie he's actually in. He's in a Japanese movie called Survive Style 5, where he basically just plays Vinnie Jones.
Yeah. Well,
He's
he
just
did
like
the remake of The Longest Yard, didn't he?
Yeah, and it's like there's this weird fucking movie where a guy gets hypnotized into thinking he's a bird, and Vinnie Jones plays a hitman who just like runs into a room, he points a gun at the guy's head and he goes, "What's your function in life?" And then the guy never has a good answer and he shoots them, and that's it. That's like his entire role.
Yeah, guys, if you don't know, Vinnie Jones was the guy who played the Juggernaut in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, but also...
A weird choice, but yeah.
This is what Vinnie Jones used to do when he was a football player.
That's...
Kind of puts into perspective that football
the soccer players have always had a weird history. Some of the pranks, you know, the guy whose nuts is squeezing there,
Yeah,
Gaza, Paul Gascoigne. They once had a rookie join the team, and the first thing he did was buy a nice, like, low hatchback roadster. They dug up one of the trees outside the ground, and basically filled the car with soil to the top and planted a tree in it.
Oh yeah. But see, that was when football players were more like college students and pulling pranks on each other. Like, I can't believe I have this much money. Let's waste it on something stupid like that.
There's no way that anyone would get away with like just blatantly grabbing a guy's sack and squeezing it, like squeezing them like Chinese worry balls, man. Just like.
But this is Vinnie Jones for you. He just didn't fucking care that he goes.
He was part of the Wimbledon team when they were known for just being hard men that go around and just. You know how football's gone to soccer's gone into diving and all the rest of it, and you know you get breathed on, you go down like you've been shot. These guys.
Those guys, the guys who get bumped into and they sell it like they were hit with a cannon. They're like, "Oh, my leg!" And I hate diving, and basketball players dive too. I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, these guys, what do you call it? These in those days, in like early '90s. It was a much harder game, and these guys were the ones that were diving in with fucking drop kicks.
I bet these so-called hard men would be like, "Oh, you in a dive? I'll give you something to cry about."
Yep.
Yeah,
that's why they did it.
Brutal.
They really were like, "Oh, you like to dive all the time? Okay, I'm gonna snap your leg in half."
Well, no, it's like I said, the remake of Longest Yard, the Mean Machine they made. And it's like a team of convicts playing, and they were using all the dirty tricks, like stepping on people's fingers and kicks
that's
to
old
back
stuff.
leg. That's old school.
Used to do.
That's Premiership football.
That's probably the best part of the new. of the new Longest Yard movie was when the very first play, all of the convicts just like, fuck it. And one of them does a drop kick and just slams into a guard's chest with both feet.
The best thing, actually, about the British version of it was they got Jason Statham to play the monk.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
He was the keeper. You know the big guy who went on to be in the WWE?
Nathan
Great
Jones?
Khali. No, Khali.
Oh, Great Khali, okay.
He played the psychopath that had to be put on,
Right.
In the British version, it's Jason Statham. Because he's a martial arts killer, and they get him to be the goalkeeper. And halfway through the matches, he keeps having these black and white flashbacks of him. Well, not flashbacks, like imagination of going killing the guards, and his own teammates come near him. He snaps their neck, catches the ball.
And then at the end of the game, he gets a flashback, and it's all colored and there's happy music, and he's catching all the balls.
Yeah, he's already got the ball in his hand. He goes back to colour, just like breathing heavy, like.
Let's see here. All right. Updated that page as well. So now the Wyrmwick page has the team shot on it.
I missed that. I missed that out of soccer, and really, I think after England's humiliating World Cup performance, I kind of think they need to. I don't do that to bring it up the painful memory, although that helps.
No, don't worry about it. We know.
But honestly, I think that maybe England needs to get some of that back. Yeah. Some of that fighting spirit. Like, you need to get some hard motherfuckers on that team.
There is a few, but they're just overpaid fucking.
Well, I mean,
posers now.
So what does the U.S. need? Because we got just as far as England.
Well, England needs to stop playing soccer.
We need to stop giving a flying fuck about soccer, is what we need to do.
Oh, we only give a flying fuck if we get to that round, which we did.
No, we need to be honest as America and realize we do not give a flying fuck about soccer and stop pretending to give a shit about the
only reason you don't give a flying fuck about it is because you know.
Because we're god awful and we hate it. Like we hate your sport so much we took the name and called it something else.
The Americans only like sports they can do. They can win. Happens to the ones they only play on their fucking country.
Like, it'd be like if we made football an Olympic sport. Our football, just to kick other people's asses. Like,
you mean like we did with basketball?
Yeah, basketball. I'm kidding. Until Greek. We don't want to talk about Greek anymore.
But the thing about it is that we didn't come up with the term soccer.
Oh, it's actually an English term.
The English came up with it because it's an abbreviation of association, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird.
But we did take football and call it something else.
Yeah. That's true. No, I agree. No, I understand. It's just.
It's because rugby is still known as rugby football because it did used to be football years and years ago.
Because it's rugby football and association football and American football are like some of the main deviations.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
What?
Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, Nick! Wow! First time I've heard that today. Black ass.
I just had to hear it for myself.
Actually, by the way, I'm glad the US are giving it a go at soccer because I love watching your fucking commentators trying to bag it or just some of the shit I've seen from the studio guys. There's one dude who just literally will not say a good word about it.
About soccer?
Yeah, like every time you mention soccer in the US, it's like, oh yeah, the fucking diving bastard. That's all they go straight to. Oh yeah, the fucking diving prima donnas. Oh, shut up.
Well, to be fair, he is kind of right, but.
But yeah.
Well,
now that's different. That's interesting because whenever I hear English commentators, there's usually like some Scottish fucker, and there's like an English guy on every announce team.
Andy Gray. It'll be the Sky Sports coverage.
And there's always one guy who actually kind of bags on everybody. Like, he's actually he's almost like a bad guy. Almost like, on wrestling commentary, there's a bad guy in the wrestling commentary. The Scottish guy will be like, look at this pussy. Look at him. And they'll be like,
if it's who I think it is, that's Andy Gray. He used to be a player himself years ago.
And they'll be like, and Man U goes home with the tail tucked between the legs. They really stunk the place up tonight. And I'll be like, wow, you would never hear an American commentator say that for anybody. Like, an American commentator would be very diplomatic, even in the most humiliating defeat. They'll be like, well, if nothing else, they got a moral victory by getting 100 rushing yards. Like they would get something. They'd be like, they might say like, this is an embarrassing loss, but they would never be like, this team sucks.
Oh well, no, what you might
that's
think
the difference
that's
in Britain.
but here in the Netherlands, it gets even worse. You could win the World Cup, and they go, yeah, they won the World Cup, but they didn't really play their best, did they? Why didn't you play your best? Come on, tell us. They can never be positive in the Netherlands. It's so annoying. It doesn't even make for. It's just. Ugh.
But I thought it was funny because this one football team loses, and they'd be like, I guarantee you heads are going to roll when they get back home because they fucking suck tonight. And I'm like, wow.
Well, it's like I've been watching the football here, and the British commentary team in the thing. They were literally last night. They came out with, what the hell are the Seahawks doing in the playoffs? Even the commentary were like, why? No, I mean,
I miss John Motson though.
They were literally going on saying nobody in that division deserves to be in the playoffs. It's weird.
No, I think, but I think that's why a lot of people I think probably agree with that. Outside of maybe the people in the Seahawks fan camp.
It's like listening to Tadukan but without the swearing.
And I remember when the English got knocked out of the World Cup, they kind of had this announce team where they had an English guy just to interpret what the fuck is going on because none of them like the Americans would be like, so Colin, what does offsides mean? And the English guy would just kind of look at them with like narrowed eyes and be like, just do I have to explain this again? And so they like English lose. And so they go back and they start to like, so what do you think the weaknesses of the English team were? Like, because this is embarrassing, isn't it? And the English guy, you can see he's just seething. He's just like, motherfuckers. He kind of went unleashed on him. He's like, I don't know what was wrong with these guys. They didn't play their best. They played like crap. And when they get back home, they're going to be in for the biggest. They're going to be lined up for the pillory. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, I would not want to be their friends and family at home because people are going to find out where these assholes live and they're going to kill them. Just kill them. And I'm like...
Soccer fans are crazy. He's like the guy who... he's playing at Manchester United now, but he got a transfer. He was at Liverpool. When it was announced that he was transferring, at least 8 different sets of chain and padlocks were put over his gate. And his car was painted red.
Which player was this?
I think it was it Michael Owen when he left Liverpool?
Oh,
either Owen or Fowler, one or two. He left Liverpool and he had like a blue car and
they
painted it red.
He went to Newcastle United.
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden he started making death threats. He's like, those people better be put in witness protection because his family are dead. And the guys are like, Colin, my God, are you serious? Like, you're threatening these people? It's like, it's not a threat, Tom, it's a promise.
Dude, if you ever want to hear something funny, try and find some clips on the internet of crowd chants at soccer games. They're brilliant. If anything comes out in the papers about like a player being unfaithful or having money trouble or whatever you can think of, if it
like
gets out in the papers, there'll be a chant about it that weekend.
So you actually have to go on the internet to find crowd chants at soccer games. Yeah, I can understand that because at the World Cup, all you could hear was.
That's only because of South Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
South Africa, the worst chanting.
But honestly, seriously though, that's never going to die. That they have ruined. They've ruined football for all time with that.
They've ruined sports forever.
No, because vuvuzelas are actually banned in almost every American sport.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll see if I can find a good example. There are some of the fucking genius. They're like songwriter standards.
The worst chant I ever heard was at ECW One Night Stand where they chanted "Die Cena Die," which I thought was pretty. Like I was like, wow.
What?
Here in the Netherlands,
you see, in the UK, that'd be they'd come along with something like "Your shit." And you know you are your shit. That's a very simple one.
Here in the Netherlands, there was this one player, and they chanted during the match, "Your mother's a whore," over and over again. And he left the pitch crying. Not because they said his mother was a whore, but because she really is. That's professional. He's like, he was
Damn
so
you.
embarrassed. Like, fuck
Damn you.
Like, your mother's a whore. I was like, your mother's a whore. Like, your point is, yes, she is.
Yes, but he comes from a Muslim background.
Are we done talking about whores now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Meanwhile,
all right.
we got like Ron Artest